In this episode of Artifacts Revealed, we will reveal the incredible story of a set of keys. Keys which have an incredible story and tangible link with history. Welcome to Titanic Honor and Glory, Artifacts Revealed. The story begins at 50 Highbury Hill, Islington, the home of Miss Annie Caton. Annie lived here with her family and was unmarried. Her profession was a masseuse. Annie signed on to the Titanic on the 9th of April, 1912. The Titanic was Annie's first ship, and as a Turkish Bath Stewardess, she would earn £4 per month on the Titanic. As a Turkish Bath Stewardess, she worked alongside fellow stewardess Maud Slocum. The Turkish baths were exclusive for first-class passengers aboard Titanic. They were located on F deck between the swimming bath and the third-class dining room. Miss Caton and Maud Slocum shared a cabin on board the Titanic. On Sunday, April 14, 1912, at 11:40 p.m., Titanic collided with an iceberg. Miss Caton describes in her own words the disaster.
On Sunday night we went to bed, my friend and I, about 10:30. About 11 o'clock we were awakened by a terrible crash, and then an awful grating sound. We both jumped up and called out, and a gentleman came in and assured us there was no danger, and we were to get back to bed, and he would let us know if necessary. Well, we sat on the side of the beds until an officer came downstairs 3 at a time and cried out, "For God's sake, you two girls get up and put some warm things on, and lifebelts, and go on deck, unless you want to be sucked under." Much to our alarm, the water was coming in on our floor. Then we went up, and all was perfect order. One officer calmly stopped me, took my lifebelt, and turned it, and tied it on me again, saying I had put it on wrongly. He patted me on the back, and told me not to be alarmed as they were only putting us in the lifeboats as a precaution. But as we stood waiting for our boat we felt the ship shiver under our feet. After what seemed hours of waiting we were lowered in the boat with great difficulty as the ropes were stiff and we nearly turned turtle. Then the pull from the ship, oh! How those boys worked to get clear of the suction. Just imagine us adrift on the ocean in a small boat in the dead of the night, no lamp, no water, no food and ice all around us, lumps knocking against us all the time. It was a nightmare, expecting every minute to meet death. The last we saw and heard of the Titanic was our brave men standing with set faces waiting for the last. One officer called out, "Now boys, remember you are British." The bandsmen were kneeling and playing "Nearer, my God, to thee," and then the ship turned and hurled all those brave fellows to their death. The shrieks I heard will forever ring in my ears. Well, we then drifted on and on, tossing up and down, and I cannot say how thankful we were when daylight came. After about 8 hours we sighted the Carpathia and made for it, and when they picked us up we were in a half-frozen condition. The doctors attended to us all and rubbed a little life into our limbs, and wrapped us up in blankets and also gave us brandy. Everybody was very kind, but it was most awful to see the poor women crying out for husbands, sons, fathers and brothers who never came. Every man was in tears. It was heartrending. I pray to God I may never witness such another scene.
Annie was one of the 705 survivors who survived the sinking of the Titanic and rescued by the Carpathia. In 1918, Annie, although unmarried, gave birth to a daughter, Annie Mary Constance. Following the war, Annie worked aboard the White Star Line's new flagship, the Majestic, on her maiden voyage from Southampton to New York on the 10th of May, 1922. Returning to England briefly, she and her daughter boarded the Beltana in August 1924, bound for a new life in Australia. Well, and what about the keys, you are wondering? These keys were for a storage cupboard in Titanic's Turkish baths. Annie had the keys in her person while she escaped the Titanic in lifeboat number 11. We are very privileged to be custodians of personal artifacts, which belong to Annie Caton. The set of keys can be viewed in the Titanic exhibition currently on display in Brisbane, Australia. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to our channel for more exciting and upcoming content.